Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hello, and welcome to the Ident Review Extra, the spin-off show that takes a look at one individual ident each episode and gives it the review it deserves. And this time around, we're embarking on a journey through the rhythm and movement idents that represented BBC One between 2002 and 2006. We're gearing up to show off our skills with the Skateboarders. The BBC's always had a daunting task of trying to appeal and meet the needs of all kinds of people, across all ages or races and so on. It doesn't always hit the mark, but the rhythm and movement idents I've always felt were a good attempt at getting some variety into BBC One's identity. We've seen a whole host of people showcase different skills and activities, and that trend continues in today's feature, where on a shipyard, we'll observe the talents of the Skateboarders. Rather more serene than I was expecting. I think anyone could be forgiven for thinking that this ident would be a lot more action-packed, loud and bombastic, but I really enjoyed the fact that it subverts that expectation. Instead, we see a trio of skateboarders gracefully gliding through a shipyard, expertly demonstrating their skills, and trust me, I've tried skateboarding and it can be difficult to master. The location itself is the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and what a great location it turned out to be. Similar to Tap Dogs, we get a chance to see these guys manipulate the environment to their advantage. A shipyard may not be the first place you think of when it comes to skateboarding, but when you see these three perform their tricks with such fluidity and ease, it becomes a no-brainer.
So, which Maria should be tied up with string? Keep voting for who you want to save, and Ronan Keating joins Graham with the results show at 9:25 here on BBC One.
The three skateboarders in question are actually professionals within the field, that being Ollie Todd, Franklin Stevens and Danny Wainwright. I remember when growing up in this era that skateboarding was sort of going through a cultural boom once again during the early 2000s, and seeing sequences like this on the telly, I'm sure, would have inspired people of all ages to give it a try for themselves. It was first seen in the September of 2003, releasing as another new addition to the rhythm and movement lineup. One element that really complements the more laid-back tone is the music. It's a soothing piano arrangement of the now familiar jingle we keep hearing in the set, and it blends so well with the visuals that it remains one of my favourites of the entire batch. And given that it contained a calming, slightly somber soundtrack, you'd often end up catching Skateboarders before news broadcasts, as well as at the end of the CBBC strand when it was still broadcast as part of BBC One. Given that this ident was filmed in Northern Ireland, it's unsurprising that throughout its lifetime, it received a ton of airplay within that region. It also had a special alteration made for it for a couple of broadcasts in 2005. Unfortunately, we don't have any footage, but I can describe it as best I can. After defeating England 1-0 in a qualifying match for the 2006 World Cup, the BBC One Northern Ireland logo was changed from red to green. A new square appeared in the opposite corner, displaying an English flag, and the word displayed within it was nil. Nice way to celebrate your victory, if you ask me. Upon the retirement of the rhythm and movement set in late 2006, in the Northern Ireland region, Skateboarders was the last ident to be showcased, thanks once again to the fact that the location of the sequence was shot in Belfast. Fitting in a way, and fascinating to see how one particular ident within a big set could form such a special bond with one of the four regions of the UK. Skateboarders to me represents every element that works in the rhythm and movement set. It has some stunning visuals, not just in terms of location, but in terms of the people displayed. The skateboarders are effortless in their execution, and combined with the gorgeously simple music, creates one of the greatest audio-visual blends of the early 2000s, in terms of TV idents. Skateboarding has popped up briefly in BBC One since, including in their latest lens backstrap sequences, but for me and many others it will always be the 2003 original that showcased the best demonstration of the sport. And who knows, maybe one day it will return, or be expanded upon, to create something even greater. And so that brings us to the end of another episode of the Ident Review Extra. If you enjoyed this look back at the skateboarders, then please leave a like, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe to the channel for lots more Ident related content. I've been Adam Martyn from AMTV, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Bruce Danton, The Broken Kitsumanoid, and Francine Salazar, our AMTV staff members.